welcome to Dance's morning movement. So this morning we're going to be working into these hip flexors, a little bit into the hamstrings and calves and into the feet as well. Okay, so just to start us off on all fours, let's just wake up this core, wake up the back. So let's arch through, squeeze the shoulder blades together and very gently round. So if this is the first thing that you have done this morning, then just nice and gently. And again. Good, well done. Take these hands outside of the mat and let's just take a big circular motion. So a little bit of weight coming into these wrists and round the other way. Good, and then let the elbows bend, shift over from one side to the other. Good, so chest nice and low to the floor. And then let's round up at the top, big circular motion. Good, and then the other way. So that feels really nice on the back, into these arms and chest. Good, okay, so let's curl these toes underneath and gently sit your bottom back. So nice and slowly sitting up, hooking those toes, so getting a really deep stretch into those big toe joints into the feet. So it's quite intense. Just try and relax into it. If it's too much, then just back off a little bit. Good, so while we're here, let's just interlink, push the palms away, round the spine. So really tuck that pelvis under, and then arms overhead as you lengthen, and again. Good, okay, release these arms, taking these hips up high now into your first downward dog. So feet hip width apart, spread the fingers, let's just walk out the feet. So again, first time we're using our calves, our hamstrings, into the glutes. So nice and gently, working out which bits are sore, which bits are stiff. Good, and then just keep those heels down. Make sure the feet are hip width apart. Push the heels down into the mat, send the hips high. Let's rise up, shift the weight forwards into a plank. Bend the knees, send it back, and then round the spine as you round up. And again. So bend, push the bottom back, hips come up high, back is rounded. Scoop that tummy, so suck the tummy in, round up and over. And again. Scoop, so suck the tummy button in towards the spine. Good, well done. Just release the knees and the toes, knees as wide as your mat. Just take that big stretch forwards. And back arm up. And thread through. Good, other side. And through. Good, lovely. Okay, so should be just a little bit warmer, worked out any major creaks. Let's just bring the back foot forwards. So both hands to the inside of that front foot, we're resting the knee. Again, you might want to move side to side, forwards and back, little circle. Just work out how that feels. Let's curl the back toe underneath, pushing up, and we're just going to rock forwards and backwards. front hand down and just take this back arm up. Now really push into that back heel. Really straighten and lengthen that back leg. And down. Let's lower the knee, release the toes. Just send that bottom back. Flex the foot very, very gently. And just sink down and rock back. Good. And just hold here. See if you can come maybe a little bit lower onto this elbow. Good. And then we're going to take the same hand as this front leg, just behind the knee, so just on the inside thigh. Allow that front foot to roll onto that outside border. So we're sinking these hips forwards, but also just opening out to the side. So don't force it, just allow it to open. Good. And coming back in. Curl that back toe under again, rocking forwards and back. We're just going to bring the front foot back, so we're now coming nice and upright, making sure this knee is directly under the hip. Nice and tall in the body, and then let's tuck that pelvis. Another nice stretch on that hip flexor into the front of the thigh. So let's just take this front arm up and take a little sideways bend away. Well done. Just shuffle that front foot forwards again, coming back into our deep lunge. Curl these toes under and let's push up. So try not, not quite sure what's happened there. So try not to allow yourself to collapse here, okay? So tuck the pelvis, squeeze that tummy. Well done. Alright, and then from here, just toe and heel this front foot across. And we're going to allow that knee to drop. So we want to come off this back hip. So we're going to roll this hip forward so we're now square. So depending upon your flexibility in your hips, you might find that this lower leg can be in line with the knee. Okay, I don't have a great knee or a great hip, so here is just fine for me. So roll that hip forward so you're square and gently come forwards over that leg. Good, so just gently rocking side to side here. Okay, and then we're just going to bend that back leg, reposition the front. So we want to make sure that this front heel in line with the knee, in line with the hip, hip, knee, knee, heel. So we're in our 90-90. So sitting up nice and tall. So we want to try and get the middle of this chest towards the middle of that front leg. So let's just sway side to side as we come down into that position. Good, well done. Okay, so just let these hips creak out any of these creases, any clicks, crunches. Just free them. Good, okay. So, before we come on to the second side, just have a quick sip of water. I will do the same. And change this. Good. Okay, so onto our other side then. So make sure we've swapped legs. So let's just come down onto the knee. Good. So from here again, side to side, forwards and back, do what you need to do. And we're just going to take that bottom back, extend the leg, flex the foot, and just lunge forwards and back. And just hold here, see if we can come down, maybe on one elbow, or just holding it where you are. You might find that one side is quite different to the other, and that's normal. So let's curl the back toe underneath, pushing up, and just gently rocking forwards and back. Keeping that leg nice and straight at the back, really push into the heel, nice strong back leg. Good, so leave the front hand there. Take this back arm up, so try not to let this knee fall out to the side. Keep it close to your chest. Pushing into that back heel, nice straight leg. And down. Good, so gently lower the knee, release the toes. So same hand as this front leg, remember behind the knee on that inside thigh, allow the front foot to roll onto that outside border. Hips sink forwards and just gently opening out to the side. Good, well done. And let's just pull this front foot back. So, checking the alignment of the knee directly underneath that hip, so we're not lunging forwards here. Nice and tall, and then tuck. Nice stretch on the front of that hip flexor. They can get really tight and a bit sticky, and if we need that length and extensions, it's really good to stretch these out. And let's just work the front foot slightly further forwards. Coming into your lunge, rest these hands on the thighs. So again, don't completely collapse. Hold on to these abdominals, still thinking about that slight tuck in the pelvis. So you can either hold it here, or let's curl the back toes underneath, and we push up. So again, pushing into that back heel, nice strong back leg. And we'll take a sideways bend. Well done. You can always lower onto the knee if it's too much, which we're going to do now anyway. So release those toes at the back and just toe and heel this front foot across. And then let the knee bend. So again, depending on your level, flexibility in the hip, you might have it slightly so it's in line with this knee. So straight back leg, let's then roll that hip forwards, so our hips are now nice and square. So coming forwards over that front leg. Good. And up. And then just allow yourself to rock back onto that hip. We're going to bend the back leg now. Adjust the positioning for your 90-90. Check it's all in alignment. Nice and tall, nice and square. Middle of the chest to the middle of that lower leg. So you might want to sway side to side to get into it, just to ease yourself down. Again, feet a little bit wider than hip width, and allow them just to fall over to the side. Just to release in the hips. of the feet together, pulling these heels in nice and close. I like to grab my ankles rather than the toes. Mine it kind of pulls up on the tendon there. So I like to put my fingers underneath and thumbs on top. And I sometimes use these thumbs and push down into the arch, which feels quite nice. So pull these heels in nice and close, sitting up really, really tall. And use these elbows, push down on the inside thigh. Try and keep these shoulders back away from the ears. Open the chest as much as you can. Deep breath in, bring these knees up, breathe out, and push. Good, well done. And let's just finish giving out a little bit of a lower back stretch. So coming onto your back. Let's just take these arms in a diamond shape overhead. So chest open, try and get the backs of these arms, elbows, forearms, wrists and hand nice and flat. And also this lower back, so squeeze that tummy button in towards the spine. Get that lower back nice and flat on the mat. So just hold here, so you've got a nice open feeling across this chest, into the front of the shoulders. Good. Now let's just bring these knees into the chest, taking the legs over to the right. So try and make sure that this opposite elbow stays on the mat. If it's too much, just open and have one hand either side of the head. And then use these abdominals to come back over to the other side. Good, well done. Just bring both knees into the chest, just give yourself a little bit of a hug. Keep that left knee there, extend the right leg long, lengthen at the front of this hip, flexing that foot. Really squeeze in and just take a nice circular motion. Just mobilising the hip here and change direction. So it's nice just to mobilise that joint in the socket, freeing up some of that synovial fluid. And then let's just take the opposite hand onto the outside of that knee, gently take it across the body. Good, well done. So let's bring the other knee into the chest now, lengthen that leg long. Again, so flex that bottom foot, lengthen at the front of this hip, squeeze nice and tight with this knee, and then let's circle round and change direction. Good, and then opposite hand onto the outside, gently come across. Lovely, and then last one, let's just cross left leg over right. So as if you were sitting on a chair, no gaps in between these inside thighs. Bend the elbows and one hand either side of the head. So we're going to take these legs over to the left hand side and we're aiming to get the inside of the right knee and right elbow on the floor. So you should feel a nice stretch into the back, down the side, but also into these IT bands and a little bit into those hip flexors as well. Good. Gently release. And let's let's cross over the other leg, so right leg coming over this time. Taking the legs over to that right hand side, inside of the left knee, left elbow on the floor. Good, well done. And then let's just slowly sit ourselves up. So hands behind, just get a little bit of a rocking motion going. And ready to sit up. And extend these legs long. Sit up really, really tall. If this is tricky for you and it's tight here in these hip flexors, you might want to put a cushion or something underneath you just to help you. Nice big stretch up. Let's flex these feet now, lifting up and over. See if we can grab over the top of these feet, otherwise just on the shin is fine, or you can use a band to hook round. So again, not forcing it and pushing into those heels and just gently side to side. And coming into your last frogs and push. Good, well done. Okay, well I hope that's helped. Worked out a few more clicks and creases and crunches. So let me know if you're enjoying these videos. This is as much for me as it is for you. I have a whole day of teaching online ahead. And it's a nice way for me to kind of warm up. So if there's anything specific that you would like to cover, I should change it daily, but do let me know. And if you like this and you'd like some more, all of our classes are online, and we do everything from tap ballet, jazz, ballet bar, ballet conditioning, street dance, strictly, and we do a nice stretch class as well. We also do outdoor classes at the moment too. Okay, so have a good day folks, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.